Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. How are we all doing? Is everybody having a good time? I picked the wrong moment to scroll through an email. ADHD brain. Hooray! I hope you're all doing well. I hope you're having a great time. Um, are you all happy? Is everybody excited for the football this evening? This is unfortunately why we're streaming early, as I didn't want to be streaming at the same time as the football, because I didn't want to take that away from anybody. But also at the same time, um, I didn't want to be like, you know, I want to watch the football myself. I want to get sad. Hope you're all doing very well. Just bought £100 worth of contrast paints. Who I need to sit down. That is me almost on a monthly basis. My brain is melting trying to write specifications currently. Specifications to what, Laura? For the house. I'm on £79 of contrast and a wet palette spent yesterday. Question: when you shade gold, sometimes you use Reichland Flesh shade and sometimes you use Gilliman Flesh. How do you decide? Basically, it depends on what highlight I want to go on for. Or if I'm going to layer it. So if you want the gold to have a slight warm tinge to it, then I use Reichland Flesh Shade and then I highlight it typically with Liberator Gold. If I want it to be really bright, we go for Gilliman Flesh, so it's really strong shading. Then we usually tend to relayer it with Retributor Armor. Sometimes we don't, but then we tend to relayer it with Retributor Armor and then highlight it with our 2-part Stormhost Silver to 1-part Retributor Armor mix. It basically, it's a case of how strong do you want the shading to be, because what are you going to do with it next? Because sometimes we go for Fire Slayer Flesh, which is even stronger. It just depends on how much depth you want in that gold. Very excited. Just expanded my Cities of Sigmar Spearhead with some good old firepower. I'd love to see that. So, have you guys been looking at the... Oh, goodness me. Have you guys been looking at the at the faction packs today? Because there is a lot of cool stuff coming on with the faction packs. Oh, dearie me. Okay, I'm going to stop reading that. You're almost done with your Nurgle warband. I'd love to see that. Many excited for Sewing Bee. There's a Sewing Bee? My wife says you have a lovely voice, Warhipster. Oh, thank you very much. Not had a chance to look at the chaos stuff yet. Work has been a bit mental today. Well, so part of what we're going to be doing today is I don't want to do a third stream on painting clan rats. We've done a lot of clan rats. I'll show you what I mean in that we are currently on the clan rats are, if I just zoom out, hang on, what are we on? We're on 42 mil. This is where we're at with clan rats. So all of the clan rats have got their Iron Warriors on. I'm now in the process of shading it down, doing it in 2 blocks of 20 basically. Here's 20, here's 20. So I couldn't face doing another stream about painting clan rats. This is my job for later tonight. There we go. A mate of mine was wanting to offload his Stormcast Eternals half of Skaventide, so got that coming in addition to my box on Saturday. Going to be a lot of building and painting in my future. I like it. Don't act like you're 21 when you're in your mid-30s at the gym. Your life gets put on hold. Well, I know I can't handle the gym at all. Hello, Jake Pierce. How are you doing? My wife makes me watching Sewing Bee. In fact, a friend of mine's wife was invited to go on Sewing Bee, but my mate lost the number, so didn't tell her. Oh. So I need a new browser window. Because we are going to go on a journey here, guys. So the chaos stuff has dropped today, but we're going to look at order first. Because, as you know, order is my favourite. So, part of what we need to do today is figure out how to fit my collections and then what we need into these faction packs, you see. And I've done a bit of this because I've, had the rules for a little while. But for those of you who don't know, the free Order faction pack downloads Unite to Defend the Realms. So as of right now, you can download Chaos and you can download Order. So Order consists of Stormcast Eternals, Cities of Sigmar, Caradron Overlords, Fire Slayers, Ideneth Deepkin, Lumineth Realm Lords, Daughters of Cain, Seraphon, and Sylvaneth. And there's also a Stormcast Eternals supplement. So I think we're just going to kick things off with Stormcast Eternals because the shopping list for this one will be really short. But I can talk you through how I've got my armies put together, how my collection sort of fits in here with the new way that we build armies, and kind of where I think I need to just like finish things off, as it were. So there's lots and lots and lots of cool stuff going on in here. Rather than go through the rules or anything like that, like I said, we are just going to be doing, and I need to actually pull up my notepad. So what we can do is we can swap between two things. So first things first, what I need to do is I need to come into this and go Stormcast Eternals Warhipster lists. And then if I come in here and go, if we just scooch things up like this and put that in there, and then if I come in here and I add a window capture, notepad, and we go for notepad, yes, I'm just going to pop that over here. Perfect. So what you should be able to see is everything on the screen at once. So let's kick things off with the Hammers of Sigmar, because I have a sizable Hammers of Sigmar collection, as you guys know, but it's not my main army. It's not my favorite. I mean, I love painting them because I love painting gold. But if we go through it, you'll see how it works, right? Right. So the heroes. We start with heroes. Now, in an army, you have a maximum room of 5 heroes, right? At 2,000 points, because of your regiments. So what I have is I have Bastion Carthalos. That's one of my heroes. And then under Bastion Carthalos, we can have 3 units. Unless he's the general, in which case you can have 4. But we'll put it on 3 for now. The other hero that I have in my Hammers of Sigmar army is I have a Knight Draconis. Yeah? And then we can obviously put 3 in like this. Now the other side of what we actually need is we need to have, in addition to this PDF, we also need to have open the points document. So we will just go to like that and go Warhammer Community, and we need to have, where is it? We need the downloads. There it is. So we need the battle profiles and rules updates. There it is. Okay, so Stormcast Eternals. Okay, so Bastion Carthalos, where are you? Lord Commander Bastion Carthalos. There you are. Right, so Lord Commander Bastion Carthalos costs 270 points. So we can put this in here, 270. And he can lead any Stormcast Eternals. So that's literally anything in this list, because they are all Stormcast Eternals. He's not faction locked, he's not keyword locked to Warrior Chamber or Ruination Chamber or Vanguard Chamber or anything like that. You can put anything that you want in there. So what we have in my Bastion Carthalos, in my Hammers of Sigmar collection, is we have 10 Vindictors. Simple. So Vindictors come in units of 5, but we can reinforce them. So that, and they cost 110 points. So they will cost 220 points for 10 Vindictors. What we also have in the Hammers of Sigmar is we have 10 Vanquishers, which is nice and easy. So we can put 10 Vanquishers in here, and they also cost 110 points. So 220 points for the unit of 10. And then the other thing that we have is we have a Stormstrike Chariot. So where is the Stormstrike Chariot? There it is. Warrior Chamber, War Machine. There we go. So the Stormstrike Chariot. Oh. And it costs 170 points. There we go. We've filled out one regiment at the moment. We can, of course, add, because if we make him the general, we can add another one to his regiment. Well, actually, that's a good point. I've just remembered. We also have 5 Vigilors, so we should put them in. 5 Vigilors. And the Vigilors are 140 points. So we are going to make Bastion the general. So the next thing up, we have the Knight Draconis. And the Knight Draconis, there he is, 280 points. And the Knight Draconis can lead only, as you can see, Knight Draconis can lead any Extremis chamber. So the Extremis chamber will include Dracothian Guard, all of the Dracothian Guard, and it will also include the Stormdrake Guard. There they are. Is there any other Extremis that we're missing? No. Doesn't look like we are. So I don't actually have any Dracothian Guard or anything like that. So I only have Stormdrake Guard at the moment. So what we can do here is we can put in 2 Stormdrake Guard, because that's what we've got painted. We then have a solo Stormdrake Guard, which we're allowed to take 1 of for every Knight Draconis. It says here, Stormdrake Guard 1 model, Extremis Chamber, War Machine, and then it should also say that you can include 1 unit of this type for each Knight Draconis in your army. So we can put that 1 Stormdrake Guard in there. Stormdrake Guard, they consist of 360 points when there's 2 of them. So 1 of them should cost 180. Yes, it does. So we've got a slot here for 1 more thing. But if we do some quick maths, back of the packet maths, and we do 270 points for Bastion, we do 220 points for the Vindictors, we do 220 points for the Vanquishers, we do 170 points for the Stormstrike Chariot, and we do 140 points for the Vigilors. That right there costs 1,020 points total. Here, the Knight Draconis costs 280 plus 360 plus 180 is 820 points. So this costs 820 points. total. So that puts us on 1,840 points. So we've got 160 points left to play with. Now, is anything in the Extremis Chamber going to be 160 points? I doubt it. So... what we might have to do... the Nitroconus, any Extremis Chamber... So, that is 1,840. 1,840. So we need 160 points from somewhere. Any ideas, guys? Endless spells are free. Hey there, early stream for the match later? Yes, indeed. So the simplest fix here, right, is to actually just not take 5 of the Vanquishers. Because that would put us on 270 points, which would mean we'd have enough space to put something else in. You're right, we probably do need a wizard. What wizards do we have as an option? I think it's only the Knight Arcanum, isn't it? This individual. I think this is the only wizard. Should we see if we can look it up? Wizard, 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 wizard. Wizard, 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 wizard. There's a wizard. Oh. The Lord Veritant is anti-wizard. Larai, that's a wizard. Krondis, that's another wizard. It's a bit expensive for what we want. The Deus Arcanum, that's pretty good. That can make our wizard. That can make our wizard pretty spectacular. So maybe the thing to do here is to actually take away 1 slot from our Nitroconus, and we put a Knight Arcanum in here. Where is our Knight Arcanum? Knight Arcanum, Knight Arcanum, Knight Arcanum. There's the Knight Arcanum. So the Knight Arcanum is 140 points. 140 points. But now we have another regiment. So in this regiment, what we can do is we can actually just take away the Vanquishers and put them in here. And they're 220 points. So this one's 820 points. This one would be now 800 points. And this one here would be 360 points. So that gives us 800 plus 820. Oh, 800 plus 820 plus 360 is 1,980. There we go, 1,980 points. And you know what? I think I do already have. So I don't actually need to buy this. I think I've got one. So we have the Knight Arcanum. So that is our Hammers of Sigmar collection. The only thing that needs to be painted is a Knight Arcanum. Knight Arcanum is 120 points. Did I just miss it? Knight Arcanum. 140 points. Oh, that's a Lord Arcanum. Knight Arcanum. 120 points. Yes, you are absolutely correct. 120. So that means we are on 1,960 points. There we go. So we've got 40 points just floating. I don't think we can fit Griffhounds in either. Yeah, because they're 80. But there we go. That's one down. A Lord Arcanum for the... I do have a Lord Arcanum. I could use that for the next year. But for now, we'll keep it for the Knight Arcanum. That's not bad. Right. Hallowed Knights are up next. So, I have Gardas. Of course. And Gardas has to go in. Of course he does. And Gardas is going to be the Warlord. The General. He just is. There's no question of it in my mind. So, Gardas Steel Soul. What I have is I have 5 Vindictors. So we can do this bit easily. And they are 110 points. Gardas Steel Soul, he is... Where is he? In here. Gardas Steel Soul is 200 points. That's a lot of points. Let's find him. There he is. Easy. This is what Gardas does, for those of you who don't know. Gardas has a 5-inch move, health of 6, 3+ save, control of 2, Sigmarite, Runeblade and Warhammer, 5 attacks, 3+3+, rend 1, damage 2, crit, auto wound. Aura of Purity of this unit charged this turn for the rest of the turn. Friendly Stormcast Eternals units have ward 5+, while they are wholly within 12 inches of this unit. Which is pretty good. Saintly Assault, once per battle in your charge phase. Declare, pick up to 3 visible, friendly Stormcast Eternals infantry units wholly within 6 inches of this unit to be the targets. For the rest of the turn, add 1 to charge rolls for the targets, and add 1 to the attacks characteristic of the target's melee weapons. So Gardas is a bit of a beefcake. Of course he is. That's what he should be. So that is our Gardas. He's in there. So we've got 5 Vindictors. And obviously I've just finished 5 Liberators. Video available now if you wish to see how to paint those in the colours of the Hallowed Knights. Liberators, they cost... Liberators, where are you? They are 120 points. They're pricey. We also have 5 Vigilors, which... probably don't belong here, but we're going to put them in anyway. And they're 140. We've already figured that one out. And then the other thing I've done is Annihilators with Grand Hammers. For that specific reason. So they cost 220. As you can see, there they are. Annihilators with Meteoric Grand Hammers. So Gardas can lead any warrior chamber and can be joined by a Stormcast Exemplar. The only Stormcast Exemplars in here are the Knight Quester, there it is, and the Knight Vexilor. There it is. So this particular regiment here is going to cost us 200 points plus 110 plus 120 plus 140 plus 220. That's 790 points. So, the next thing we've got in our Hallowed Knights collection is a Knight Judicator. And you can see it here is Knight Judicator with Gryph-hounds. So we have a Knight Judicator with Gryph-hounds. And the Knight Judicator with Gryph-hounds costs 160 points. So the Knight Judicator can have three individuals being led by it. The Knight Judicator can lead any warrior chamber. So we now need to find some warrior chamber. So we do have the Quest of Soulsworn, so we're going to put them in here. And the Quest of Soulsworn costs 230. And, as some of you will have seen, they pair quite nicely with a Knight Quester. So we're going to put a Knight Quester in here, which can be joined. Can join the Knight Judicator. No, it can't. So the Knight Quester can only go in with... Ah, right, okay. So here's what we're going to do. In here, we're going to take the Vindictors and... We're going to take the Vindictors and put them in here. And we're going to take the Vigilors and put them in here, because it makes sense. Right? Then, we get rid of that. And we get rid of that from here. And we get rid of the Quest of Soulsworn from here. Because what we then do is we put the Quest of Soulsworn in here. And the Quest of Soulsworn... And bear in mind, you don't all have to be in the same regiment, but it's just neat to do it this way. Quest of Soulsworn are 230, and then Gardas can be joined by a Stormcast Exemplar, and a Stormcast Exemplar is a Knight Quester. So we can put in the Knight Quester here. So the Knight Quester is 150 points. So now we need to do maths again. So 200 plus 150 plus 120 plus 220 plus 230. So that actually puts this one on 920. And then the Knight Judicator currently has 5 Vindictors and 5 Vigilors. Do we have anything else that we can put there? I don't think we do. That's currently painted. So we're just going to leave a gap for now. But the Knight Judicator with 160 points plus 110 plus 140 is 410 points. Does this all make sense? You should go for the Morden Zane Knight Arcanum. I could, but I don't have Morden Zane. I didn't buy it. I just didn't buy it. Which is my fault. I should have done, but I just didn't do it in the end. Right. What else do we have in our Hallowed Knights? So, we do actually also have the Lord Vigilant on Gryphstalker. Now, the Lord Vigilant on Gryphstalker, he costs 210 points. And the Lord Vigilant on Gryffstalker can lead any Ruination Chamber and any Warrior Chamber. And that's important. Because what we also have is we have Reclusians. There they are. They're yet to come. We haven't done the painting video on them yet, but it's on its way. Don't worry. So we have Reclusians. And the Reclusians are 150 points. We also do have the Prosecutors, who have joined the Ruination Chamber. There you go, you can see them, Prosecutors. 3 of them. So we'll put 3 like that, and we'll put 3 like that. So 3 Prosecutors. And they're 140 points. So that's what we currently have. So a Lord Vigilant on Gryffstalker is 210. And we add 150. And we add 140. That's 500 points, exactly. Now, there's 2 other things yet to come. Well, one we've already done, and one we haven't quite yet done. So we have our Lord Veritant. That's been done in the colours of the Hallowed Knights. And we have the Lord Terminos as well, which is also going to be done in the colours of the Hallowed Knights. So this is where I'm talking about how we don't actually know what's going to happen with this stuff yet. But so that the Lord, because we don't know what's next for the Stormcast Eternals, right? The Lord Veritant costs 140 points. And Lord Terminos costs 170 points. So, if we add all of this up, we're on 920 plus 410 plus 500 plus 170 plus 140. We're on 2,140. So, as it stands, we have... Once I've painted a couple of bits, we actually have 2 2,000 point armies for the Stormcast Eternals. And then it comes to our third one, which is why I think we might add quite a few of the multi-part kits to it. Our third Storm Host that I have sizable numbers in at least is the Celestial. I spelt that wrong. Celestial Vindicators. So in the Celestial Vindicators, what we have is we have a Lord Imperatant. We have a Knight Arcanum. And we also do have a Knight Vexilor. But the Knight Vexilor can join someone else. So we're going to put the Knight Vexilor in here. And we have 3 Annihilators. And we have 3 Praetors. And then we also have 5 Vindictors. In the colours of the Celestial Vindicators. I'm just assuming the Lord Imperator, yeah, any Warrior Chamber. And Annihilators are Warrior Chamber, as are Praetors. Praetors, are you Warrior Chamber? You are Warrior Chamber. Yes, there you are. So, Lord Imperatant, you cost 160 points. The Knight Vexilor. So, Lord Imperatant, where are you? Yep, 0 to 1 Stormcast Exemplars. Good. Knight Vexilor, there you are. 120 points. The Annihilators, they cost 180 points. Oh. And the Praetors, they cost 150 points. And then we know that the Vindicators cost 110, and we know that the Knight Arcanum costs 120. Are we sure of that? Yes, we are. So, this should put us at 160 plus 120 plus 180, yep, plus 150. The Knight Arcanum is 120. The Vindictors are 110. This puts us on 840 points. So we actually just remove these. We don't need them anymore because now we've got the totals. So there we have it. We're looking good, guys. Ionis. Yeah, so we do have Ionis. But I treat Ionis, Cryptborn, Krondys, and Karazai as being, like, separate. Same as Neve Black Talon, the Black Talons. They're these kind of separate things, right? Because whilst they can be... whilst they can be put into these lists, of course they can. What you'll see here is if we go for Ionis Cryptborn, Yndrasta's the same, right? So Yndrasta, there she is, 340 points. It's a lot. Neve Black Talon is 360 points. The Black Talon should be in here somewhere. Neve's Companions, yeah, 0. So between the Black Talons and Yndrasta, we're already sat on 700 points. Okay. Then if we have Ionis Cryptborn, where is Ionis? A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Ionis, there he is. 700. That would put me on 1,120. And then if we have Karazai, who's 500, and Krondys, who's 540. Yeah, so I don't like to build my lists around them as like taking up the chunk, because if they take up the chunk, then it means I don't have to paint more models. But if I do paint more models, I've got more options. So the easy fix for the Celestial Vindicators, right, is to just slap in Krondys and Karazai. Because Krondys and Karazai, that's 1,000 points, and we're at 1,040 points. So that would put us on 1,880 points. And I've got a Celestial Vindicators army. Now, I do have 5 other Vindictors that I haven't actually painted. So I'm going to put these in here to put us on 950. So that would be to paint. And we'll do the same thing for this Knight Arcanum. But otherwise... Oh, I mean, we could do it here as well. To paint. To paint. Oh, no, we don't need to do that, because we've already done that one. What we haven't done is the Reclusians. And we haven't yet done the Knight Quester either. So to finish off the Hallowed Knights, we need 1, 4... 5 plus the 3 Memorians, 8 models. That's pretty good. So then, just to kind of neaten up the document a little bit. There we go. Sweet. That's us done for Stormcast. Because as mentioned, we don't know what's coming for them. There might be a multi-part Liberators kit, and if there is, and Games Workshop send it to me, then I'll have 10 more Liberators to put in. They could go into Celestial Vindicators. They could go somewhere else. I can't for the life of me believe that Ruination Chamber for Stormcast Eternals is going to consist of Prosecutors and Reclusians. Especially when you've got so many heroes that can lead the Ruination Chamber. Like Lord Termination, Lord Terminos, Ruination Chamber. Lord Veritant, Ruination Chamber. Lord Vigilant, Ruination Chamber. There it is. Can anyone else lead the Ruination? Yeah, Night Quester can lead Ruination Chamber. So, yeah. I'll show you what the cool thing with the Night Quester is. So, Night Quester, here it is. He's fine. 5-inch moves, health 6, 3+ save, control of 2. Quester Warblade, 5 attacks, 3+, rend 1, damage 2, anti-hero +1 rend, crit mortal. So he's a bit of a beat stick. Better than he has been in previous editions, I think. He has a reaction. You declared a fight ability for this unit. Pick a friendly's Quester Soulsworn unit that has not used a fight ability this turn and is within this unit's combat range, so within 3 inches of our Night Quester, to be the target. The target can be picked to use a fight ability immediately after the fight ability used by this unit has been resolved. So it's one after the other rather than your you go, I go. So it breaks that kind of order of combat, which is just very strong. We also have Ordained Quest. Pick an objective wholly outside friendly territory. That objective is considered by you to be quest marked. And then his will be done. While this unit is contesting a quest marked objective, add 3 to this unit's control score. This unit has a ward of 5+. Which is very good. If we find the Quester Soulsworn, you can see why they pair up quite nicely. Where are you, Quester Soulsworn? It's going to be last. Yeah, there they are. So, declare. You can pick a friendly Night Quester within this unit's combat range to be the target. Remove this unit from the battlefield and set it up again on the battlefield more than 9 inches from all enemy units. Then, if you picked a target, remove it from the battlefield and set it up again within this unit's combat range and more than 9 inches from all enemy units. So they can teleport their Night Quester with them. They also get +3 to their control score, and they have a ward of 5+ if they are contesting the quest marked objective, which they can also quest mark a different one if you want to, or it be the same one, basically. They have 3 attacks each, 3+ to hit, 3+ to wound, rend 1, damage 2. They have a champion, 1 in 6. So champion gets +1 attack. So you're looking at 18, 19 attacks from these guys, which is not bad, especially at rend 1, damage 2. It's pretty good, but it's a nice little 1-2 combo. They also have 3 health each and a 3+ save, so they're reasonably tough. And if you throw in a 5+ ward, it makes Quester Soulsworn quite good. Will they release Spearhead rules for free, or do I need to buy Fire and Jade? I think they've released them, haven't they? We can find out. The rules. Spearhead reference. That's the reference sheet. Maybe it's in here. You'll need the cards to play games of Spearhead. Yeah, and the spearhead rules for each of the factions are in each of these battle packs. So if I go back here and we go to, and we just scroll down. So there we go. Here are the spearhead rules for the Stormcast Eternals. So you can get your faction spearhead rules for free right now. They're in all the faction packs. At the moment, only Order and Chaos ones are available to purchase or download. But Destruction and Death are coming this week, so keep an eye out for that. So your faction spearhead rules are all in these faction packs, which is nice. And then to actually play spearhead, either a friend of yours has the board and the pack and the card pack, which will make things a lot easier, or you can use that spearhead reference sheet as well. Essentially, the way spearhead plays is it's your faction pack, the core rules, that spearhead reference sheet, and then the cards and stuff, as well as the board and terrain for spearhead. It is its own specific game mode, but you can get the cards and the board. I think they previewed that it's going on preview, right? Or it's on preview, pre-order now, isn't it? Yeah. So you can get the cards, the board, and the terrain, and the little measuring stick for Fire and Jade, and then all of the spearhead rules are then downloadable. So no, you don't need the Fire and Jade book, basically, is the answer to that question. I've been completely remiss. Guys, if you could please leave a like on the stream, that would be very, very kind of you. It's a real nice and free way to support the channel and me. If you're enjoying the stream. If you're not enjoying the stream, tell me you're not enjoying the stream and we'll do something else. But as it stands right now, we've finished off our Stormcast Eternals, so we don't actually have to buy anything for them yet. So what should we do next? Your choices are... let's start a Q&A. No, not Q&A. Let's start a poll. Your choices are Slaves to Darkness. What faction next? We have Sylvaneth. We can do Cities of Sigmar. We can do. We can do Caradron Overlords. We can do. What else have we got in order? Let's do it. Let's focus on order for the moment. Yep. These are my armies. So Seraphon, I guess. Let's do Seraphon. So which one do you want to see us do next? There's your poll. And we'll go back to the face cam for the moment. Can of course do Chaos as well. Sylvaneth made you a bit sad. Why are you sad about Sylvaneth, Captain Manrings? What's a nice faction for mostly cavalry? Flying Muttley says, you have options on that front. Could do it with Iron Jaws quite nicely. Also Seraphon. Yeah, both true. You could do it with Stormcast. Because you have the Dracothian Guard and the Vanguard Paladors and the Stormdrake Guard and the Star Drake. So you could do all kind of monster cavalry and all that kind of thing. You could do it with Cities of Sigmar. All Cavaliers, all day. Remember, there's no rule of 3 here. That doesn't matter. Another one that would be quite fun to do it with would actually be Slaanesh. Head Knights of Slaanesh, because they've got loads of cavalry options. And then also, as Arana Evans says, Slaves to Darkness, they're also a good option because you've got Varangard, you've got the Dark Oath Marauder Horsemen, Fell Riders is what they're called, you've got the Chaos Knights, you've got the Chaos Lords on Karkadrak, Chaos Lord on Demonic Mount, you've got Eternus, Blade of the First Prince, you've got the Dark Oath Chieftain on Warsteed. Loads of cool stuff. Seraphon as well, because you've got the Carnosaur that can lead the Agrodon Riders, the what are they called? Raptidons as well. They're in there. Lots of conditions on abilities that others just get, slows play and makes abilities less useful. The interesting thing about Sylvaneth is they were at one point way too powerful because of their teleport mechanics and the woods, because the woods are such a force multiplier. They block off large areas of the board. I like that there's an ability in the Sylvaneth that you have that spell that's basically a case of if you have less than 3 woods, set up more woods. So it's always, and it's, you know, there's no points dependent on that. So, and the woods, as I understand it, they are in either blocks of 1, 2, or 3. So you can have 9 woods, and that just shuts down a huge amount of the board, and it covers you from basically all shooting. And then what they're supposed to do really is just outlast you in terms of growth. I have an idea for how I want to build a Sylvaneth army. I'll get to it later. It's basically all Kurnoth hunters. Surprise, surprise. Because Belthanos is pretty sweet. Look at this big white beard hair. That is a very white beard hair. It shows I'm finally growing wise beyond my years. Let's see what the poll's doing. Seraphon are currently in the lead. We'll leave it 2 more minutes. Cavaliers are coolest cav, not biased at all. Cavaliers are very cool. The only slight downside to them is that to do 2,000 points worth of Cavaliers, if we just quickly pop over to this thing, and we go back to we go into this document here, and we scroll up to Cities of Sigmar. Where are we? We need Frigo Cavaliers. There we go. 170 points. So, Frigo Cavaliers, I mean, they're really strong, I think, because Frigo Cavaliers led by a Cavalier Marshal, right? We go into Cities of Sigmar. And we go and find the Frigo Cavalier Marshal. There he is. So, Frigo Cavalier Marshal. For Sigmar, charge. Add 1 to charge rolls for this unit and for friendly Frigo Cavaliers units while they are wholly within 12 inches of this unit. And then once per battle, army, any combat phase, if this unit charged this turn, pick a friendly Cities of Sigmar human cavalry unit that charged this turn and is wholly within 12 inches of this unit to be the target. This unit and the target have strike first for the rest of the turn. So what he's really good at is taking a friendly unit of 10, so you reinforce the Cavaliers. But if you take a Frigo Cavalier Marshal at 170 points, leading a reinforced unit of Frigo Cavaliers at 170 points, that will be 170 plus 170 plus 170. That is 510 points. So, you have him plus 2 units of 5 and a unit of 10. So we had another 170 and another 170. That's your regiment. So that's 20 Cavaliers plus the Cavalier Marshal. That's 850 points. Which is a lot. You can then, if you then throw in Pontifex Zenestra, who can also lead cavalry. Where is she? There she is. Add 2 inches to the move characteristic of friendly cities of Sigmar human units if they are wholly within 12 inches of this unit at the start of the move. Let's pick one of the effects. This is a prayer. Pick up to 2 different effects instead of the charting roll was 10+. Pontifex Sinestra can also unbind as if they were a wizard. Pontifex Sinestra is still very, very good. You can then put a 5+ ward on things. Roll a d3 for each enemy, wizard, and priest on the battlefield. On a 2+, inflict an amount of mortal damage on that unit equal to the roll, which is a lot. We also have priest, 2 cast priest, a 2 prayer priest, and what Adam and I have been discussing is because you can now keep your channeling rolls, your manifestation rolls, or whatever the hell they're called. Basically, your 2 cast priests are really, really strong, especially if you have a really good prayer, like this one. So, what you don't do is you don't try and attempt to cast the same prayer twice, because you can't. You can only attempt to cast each prayer once, even if it's unlimited. That's just, unlimited means multiple priests can cast the same prayer. But when you've got someone like Pontifex Sinestra, who's a 2 priest thing, you basically have Pontifex Sinestra try and pray for a different prayer, bank that result, and then roll the second one, and if it comes up to the 10+, you do the higher cast. Poor Fyreslayers, the Gotrek themed army is so forgotten like a red-headed stepchild. Ha, yes, Jacob, but Magmadroths are insane. Magmadroths are absolutely bonkersly good. I think there's a sweet spot where you take 4 Magmadroth. 2 of the priest ones. One of the is it the, what's it called, the Rune Lord? We're gonna have to go and find it now. Fyreslayers. Because I think where is he? The Rune Father. Yeah, Magmadroths are ridiculous, especially if you tech into them. Yeah, Fyreslayers do look a bit crazy. For those of you who don't know, I'll just quickly give you the skinny on Fyreslayers. Fyreslayers have these battle traits where you use these once per game. You have all of these Urgold rune abilities. They go off for your entire army, which is just flat very, very good. You use it once per battle. It's not once per turn, because that would be insane. But you use these once per game, and some of them are just really, really bonkers. But Magmadroths, right? Firstly, you've got Ancient Bloodlines in the Scales of the Volcatrix. Add 2 to the health characteristic of friendly Magmadroth units. Now, bear in mind, Magmadroths, you can't just take a Magmadroth on its own, right? So if we go to Fyreslayers, there we are. So you have an opportunity for 5 regiments, right? So you can take 5 Magmadroths, but there's no just like Magmadroth on its own. It's all characters, right? I think you want a Rune Father. So we'll just do this. Rune Father. And I think you want 2 of the Rune Smiters. And 2 Rune Smiter, right? And then you can take a Rune Sun as well. Magmadroth, okay? Now, bearing in mind, add 2 to the health characteristic of friendly Magmadroth units. That's okay. Then we have, if this unit is not a priest, they have priest. If this unit was already a priest, add 1 to this unit's charting rolls. So you use Ashbeard on your Rune Sun. Right? There's a reason to this. You then add 1 to hit rolls for companion weapons used by friendly Fire Slayers unit while they are wholly within 12 inches of this unit. So we're going to take the Droth Helm. We're going to put the Droth Helm here. Right? Because it's add 1 to hit rolls for companion weapons. Then, the reason why we've got 3 priests. Pick a friendly Fire Slayer's priest. This is the unlimited priest. So each one of your priests can attempt this. Pick a friendly Fire Slayer's priest to chant this prayer. Pick a visible friendly Fire Slayer's unit wholly within 12 inches of them to be the target. Then make a chanting roll of d6. Subtract 1 from wound rolls for attacks that target that friendly unit until the start of your next turn. If the chanting roll was 8+, also subtract 1 from the Ren characteristics of attacks that target that friendly unit until the start of your next turn. So that's how you power up your Magma Dross a little bit more. But we do also have Wrath of the Volcatrix, which you can cast once. Pick a friendly Fire Slayer's priest to chant this prayer. Pick a visible friendly Magma Droth unit wholly within 12 inches of them to be the target. Then make a chanting roll of d6. For the rest of the turn, the battle damaged ability has no effect on the target and add 1 to the attacks characteristic of that target's companion weapons. If the chanting roll was 8+, add 1 to the attacks characteristic of the target's companion weapons for every 4 damage points the target has. That's insane. So if we look at a Rune Father on Magma Droth, these are the companion weapons. These are what get buffed with extra attacks. 6 attacks, 3, 4+, 2+, rend 1, damage 2. Be nice if that went off on a 3 instead, right? Magma Dross Blazing Maw. Be nice if you got an extra attack on that. It would be really nice if your guy had taken 12 damage, right? See how crazy this is? If you've taken 12 damage, you then get this prayer off. Battle damage has no effect. And add 1 to the attacks characteristic of the target's weapons. Right? So, you're no longer down at 4. You're still at 6 here. But if you've taken 12 damage points, that's 4, 8, 12. That's an extra 3 attacks, plus the extra attack for the first part of the prayer. So 4 extra attacks on the Magma Dross Blazing Maw. So 6 attacks hitting on 3s, because we're buffing. 2+ to hit. So 3+ to hit, 2+ to wound, rend 2, damage 3, companion weapon! Ugh! Brother, ugh! Warrior Kings would add another attack to him. The Latchkey Grandaxe, he's also very good. It is a bit much. We're going to let the poll run for 1 more minute because we've got a dead heat at the minute between Sylvaneth and Cities of Sigmar. Fire Slayer's Magma Drops are crazy good. They almost don't need Gotrek Gurnison. I mean, look at it. It's got a 10-inch move. If we're going to buff it, we're hitting at 10-inch move. We're hitting at 16 wounds. We're also +1 to hit for companion weapons. And we're also +1 to... we're also got an extra priest. And then we have all this up here as well. You can get Crit Mortals on here. You can get Strike First. You can get a 5+ ward. You can get Run and Charge. It's horrible. It's truly horrible. And your Magma Dross will set you back 350 points. The Rune Smiters, they will set you back 340, 340, and your Rune Sun is a mere 300. So 3, 6, 9, 12, plus, as it was 1,310 points. So now you've got 90, you've got 690 to fill it out with, like Volkite Berserkers and stuff. It's just It's just really, really, really very good. I think they're crazy. Sad there's no Magmadroth in Spearhead. Well, I'm glad there isn't, because that would be horrible. Nerf incoming. No. No way, Kataro. They'll be fine. Okay. I'm going to end the poll now, because we've got a clear winner with 30% of the vote. The winner is Cities of Sigmar, so we're going to do Cities of Sigmar next. So, what did I... let me just get rid of that. Don't save that. So here we did Cities of Sigmar, Warhipster list. So, what do we have in my Cities of Sigmar collection? There we are. So in my Cities of Sigmar collection, we have Talia Vedra. Of course we do. The Lioness of the Parch. I cannot type at all today. So Lioness of the Parch. She is 310. Now I'm inclined to make her the general because she's probably a War Master. So let's go and find out, shall we? Cities of Sigmar. Talia Vedra. She is indeed a War Master. There you go. So she has to be a general if she is in the army. Is Pontifex Zenestra? No, Pontifex Zenestra is not a War Master. So that's fine. So Talia Vedra is going to be the general, which means Talia Vedra can be accompanied by 4 units as opposed to 3. So Talia Vedra can lead, I expect, any human. Yes, any human. They can also be joined by a Free Guild veteran. So we have a Free Guild veteran there. Only the Fusel Major on Ogre Warhulk looks to be a Free Guild veteran. So that's absolutely fine. So we don't need to worry about that just for the moment. So, Talia Vedra. What's Talia going to be accompanied by? I think we accompany Talia Vedra with... I don't have any flagellants. I have the Cavaliers, but they should go in with a Cavalier Marshal, really. So, what we'll do is we'll put my Steel Helms in here first. What about the Command Corps? Is that a unit or is it a hero? There's the Free Guild Command Corps. Right, what do they do? There we go. Free Guild Marshal. Oh, you want them to be with the Free Guild Marshal. Okay. So we're going to put Steel Helms in. And Steel Helms come in units of 10, I reckon. Free Guild Steel Helms. Yep, and they're 100 points. I have another unit of Steel Helms. So we'll put them in here as well. For 100 points. And we're going to put another unit of Steel Helms, because I have them. I just need to paint these. To paint and to paint. And then, just for the sake of it, we're also going to throw in our... what are they called? It's the Hunters. Wildercore Hunters, there they are. So we're going to put in our Wildercore Hunters. And they're going to be 130 points. So that gives us a grand total of 310 plus 300 plus 130. Lovely. 740 points. I have a Free Guild Marshal and Relic Envoy. I have we also have Pontifex Zenestra. And we also have a Free Guild Cavalier Marshal. Right, hang on. Is Marshal spelled with 2 L's or 1? It's 1L. We're not talking about amplifiers. What else do I have? I also have an Alchemite Warforger. One, two, three, four, 5. That's our 5. Because we do have a Fusel Major. But we can put the Fusel Major in here. Like that. And we can put the Command Core in here as well. So the Free Guild Marshal can take any human, as can the Cavalier Marshal. So the Cavalier Marshal can take my 5 Cavaliers. Pontifex Zenestra can carry any human infantry and any human cavalry, so they can take my Fusiliers. And the Alchemite Warforger can take any human infantry, so I think this is everything that I own currently. Well, we do have Callus and Toll, actually, which I need to film. Okay, we'll put Callus and Toll in then. So we'll put Callus and Toll. And they can take Toll's Companions. Is that what they were called? Yeah. Toll's Companions. So Callus and Toll, you are 230 points. The Alchemite Warforger, you are currently 110. The Cavaliers, we know this, they're 170 points, I think. Yep, 170. And we know that the Cavalier Marshal is also 170 points. Fusiliers, how much are you? Free Guild Fusiliers, you are 120. Pontifex Zenestra, you are 240. The Free Guild Command Corps, how much are you? You're 190. Jeez. The Ogre Warhulk, you are 180. 180. The Free Guild Marshal and Relic Envoy, you are 130. Right, so what do I... Oh, I need the cannon as well. Where's that going to go? The Ironweld Great Cannon. That is a human war machine. Can the Free Guild Marshal take any human? Yes. Iron... Oh, God. Iron Weld Great Cannon. The Great Cannon is... Where is it? I've lost it. GHI Ironweld 130. Right. Cool. Oh my goodness me, I'm so sorry. I was deep in the numbers. Lugubrious Crumhorn, thank you so much for the 20, then the 10, and then the 5 gifted memberships. Lugubrious Crumhorn, my goodness me. Incredible scenes. That puts us on 501. You've just you're an absolute legend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Aren't you limited to 5 regiments? You are limited to 5 regiments, which is why we have a bit of a problem here. Because we need to figure out a way. Can the Alchemist Warforger go in somewhere? No. I mean, the simplest fix here, right, is you just remove them. Thank you so much, Lugubrious Crumhorn. You're an absolute legend. our first gifted members, and you've gone and thrown 35 memberships at the chat. You've put us over 500 members. Absolute legend. If you haven't already and you are a new member, please do come and join us in the Discord. It is awesome. Ideneth can also make a great full cavalry army, right? There's an artifact of power that heals all cavalry. Yeah, Ideneth, all eels and sharks, absolutely bonkers. Well, guys, we need to figure out the points before we figure this out. So if we do 740 points and we add 130 plus 130 plus 180 plus 190 plus 130 plus 240 plus 120 plus 170 plus 170 plus 110. So even before Callus and Toll, we're on 2,180 points. So I don't need to buy any more Cities of Sycamore. What I do need to paint is... what I need to do is find 180 points in this damn list. I mean, the thing to do is to drop 10 steel helms. Or maybe drop 20 steel helms. List building, my favorite. List building is the best. Okay, look, so 2,180. The simplest fix is I paint 5 Fusiliers and I drop 20 steel helms. But we definitely want to keep this in here. Could maybe run it without the Fusel Major. That would get us 2,000 points. So if we took the Fusel Major out, because we're not focusing on shooting here, we're focusing on combat really, with 30 steel helms. That would be how to get it down to 2,000 points. Basically to run it without the Fusel Major on Ogre Warhulk. Yeah, there you go. Or you take the Free Guild Command Corps out. The choice is, of course, which one is better. So, if we look at the Free Guild Command Corps, what they do is Free Guild Adjutants, pick a friendly Cities of Sigmar human unit wholly within 12 inches of this unit to be the target. For the rest of the turn, the first time the target uses the redeploy, rally, covering fire, or countercharge command, you can pick another friendly Cities of Sigmar human unit wholly within 12 inches of this unit and that has not used the command this phase to use the same command immediately after the first has been resolved. This is an exception to commands 1.2. You must still spend the command points as normal to use the second command a second time. So, I mean, that's good, but you're spending 2 CP to do it. While any friendly Free Guild Marshal and Relic Envoy units are wholly within this unit's combat range, both this unit and those friendly units have a ward of 5+. That's nice. Makes them a little bit tougher on their 4+ save. And the Whisper Blades. Unless your opponent spends 1 additional command point to use that command... Oh, sorry. Once per battle, reaction, opponent declared a command for a unit within 12 inches of this unit. Unless your opponent spends 1 additional command point to use that command, the command has no effect. It still counts as having been used, and the command points spent to use the command are still lost. Which is... That's nice. I mean, that's a good ability. That's a good ability. This one is a little less of a good ability. Unless you have ways to make it happen for free. So we should just now see if... add 3... Pick a friendly citizen within 18 inches. Place this unit's relic envoy next to the target. If this envoy is currently next to a different friendly unit, move it next to the target while the target has a relic envoy next to it. It can be picked to be the target of an officer's order ability, even if it is not within 12 inches of the friendly hero using that ability. If this unit is destroyed, remove its relic envoy from the battlefield. I mean, that's quite fun. So he's pretty decent because he distributes your army ability further than your Free Guild Marshal can actually do it. So now we need to know what the Ogre Warhulk does, and I think the Ogre Warhulk is probably better. Or at least consistently. Yeah, here we go. Long fusel, 24-inch range, 3 attacks, 3+3+, rend 1, damage 2, crit, auto wound, anti-hero, +1 rend. It's a pretty good gun. 24-inch range as well is not to be messed with. He's pretty decent in combat as well. 4 attacks, 4+, 2+, rend 2, damage 2. Pick an enemy unit that was targeted by this unit's shooting attacks this turn to be the target. Add 1 to hit rolls for shooting attacks made by friendly Cities of Sigmar human units that target that unit for the rest of the turn. Okay. This unit establishes a fortified position. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is the way fortified positions work. Okay, so I think you probably drop the command core, despite the fact that they're super cool. Hello, Chris Bailey. Any plans for painting some painting videos for the old world? At the moment, no, but I do have a lot of old world videos to make. We've got Bretonians and we've got some more Tomb King stuff to do. I'm kind of just waiting for the elves to appear, the high elves and the wood elves, before I really dive in to the old world. So I would probably just like remove for games. On the command core, and that way, because putting a 5-up ward on the Free Guild Marshal is handy, but you'd rather be able to reach out and do some serious damage with the Fusel Major on Ogre Warhulk, I think. But that would be how I would get that to be a 2,000-point army. I mean, look, if you if you tech into the shooting, right, a Fusel Major on Ogre Warhulk with a cannon and a couple of Fusiliers units, because you do have access to this wonderful Faith and Firepower. Add 3 inches to the range characteristic of ranged weapons used by friendly Cities of Sigmar. That's very good, because that puts his gun on a 27-inch range. And then we also have access to, if a friendly Cities of Sigmar unit uses the all-out attack command in the shooting phase while it is within this unit's combat range, add 1 to wound rolls for that unit's shooting attacks in that phase. This effect is in addition to the effect of all-out attack, so that makes 1 unit shooting really strong. And then we also have oh no, I think that's it. Yeah. Master of Ballistics and Faith and Firepower. And then you obviously have your spells and your prayers as well. But we need the Warforger in there for the spells, and we need Pontifex Zenestra in there for the prayers, which is why I would drop the Free Guild Command Core to make that a 2,000-point list. She's just very good as well. Yeah, she's just very strong, Talia Vedra. I like it a lot. Speaking of other games, ever thought of painting minis from other than Games Workshop, like 1 video a month or something? 1 video a month is actually a lot more work than it sounds. Yes, I do. I'm always interested in painting cool miniatures, always. But painting stuff from different games, it still takes the same amount of time as it does to paint a Games Workshop miniature. So it's like one video a month is a lot to commit to, especially when I do a minimum of 2, 4, 6, 8. Do a minimum of 8 videos. And you end up in this situation where those videos just flat don't do as well, which is a shame. But I never rule it out ever, and it is something that will happen eventually when I finally clear time in my busy life. At the moment, we're kind of in a growth phase for the channel, so doing like how to paint bolt action is a video you just know is not going to do very well because my audience is Games Workshop fans. So you do how to paint bolt action, and it won't get watched. Same for Marvel. As popular as the games are, Marvel Crisis Protocol, for example, won't do as well. And that can be quite a big hit on the economy of the channel. But yeah, like I said, won't rule it out ever. I do have them to do. I just haven't had time. I've got Shatterpoint miniatures to do. I've got bolt action to do. I've got Waterloo, got Napoleonics to do, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I mean, we'll get to it eventually. One day. Someday. Time we're on. We're on 7 o'clock. Okay, so Cities of Sigmar is done. So we'll go with the second winner, which was Seraphon next. So, what do I have in my Seraphon collection? There we are, Seraphon. And we need this area. Because, again, I don't know if I actually have to buy very much, because I do have Lord Croak. So we'll put Lord Croak in. And Lord Croak is 460 points. There we go. We're already a quarter of the way there. I bet Lord Croak is a War Master, so we'll find out. Lord Croak, where are you? I bet you're here. Yeah. War Master. There you go. Oh, Slan Star Master is as well. Now, I don't know if you'd ever use both, but we'll put it in for the moment. So we got that. We got that. I do also have Saurus Old Blood on Carnosaur. And we do also have a Saurus Scar Veteran on Agrodon. We do have any other characters. We have a Skink Starseer. Don't have a Star Priest. Don't have the Raptidon Hunters. Oh, we do, but I think that's it for characters, isn't it? Terror Wings, Bastillodon. Yeah, I think we're... Oh, this guy, but I don't actually own him anymore. He was a Patreon benefit. We don't have a Saurus Old Blood either. Okay. Cool. So that's everything I do own, right, in terms of characters. So when it comes to actual things that I have Agrodon Lancers. which I'm going to guess. Any Saurus. Saurus Old Blood on Carnosaur. Can take any Saurus and any monster. What about the Skink Starseer? Can take any Croxigor. Interesting. So, it seems silly to not do it here, but we can put the... well, so Lord Crocus 460. The Slan's Stairmaster is 280. Well, maybe you could put them both in now then. The Saurus Old Blood on Carnosaur is 330. The Scar Veteran on Agrodon is 180. And the Skink Starseer is 150. I have the Raptidons. So who can take the Raptidons? Because they are Chargers and Hunters. They're Skink Cavalry. Any non-monster skink. Yeah, so we can put them in here. Oh, and Lord Croak can take any as well. So we'll put the... Let's just put them in here. 5 Raptidon Hunters and 5 Raptidon Chargers. How much are they? Raptidons. They are 140 each. Slan Starmaster. What can you take? Any Seraphon. Cool. Right. We have Croxigor, who count as Croxigor. So they can go into any Seraphon. So we'll just put it in here now. 3 Croxigor. Saurus Old Blood on Carnosaur. In here we'll put the Saurus Warriors. And they're 170. And in here we'll put the Saurus... we'll put the Raptidon... No, they're called Agrodon Lancers. And they're 210. I think that's everything I own. Oh no, it's not. Absolutely not. I have Spawn of Chotek. That can go in there, because the skink can take any non-monster skink. I don't have any Guard, Ripidactyls, Warspawn, Hunters, Engine of the Gods, Bastillodon. Don't have any of that. Right, okay, cool. So, Croxigor are 220. Right, so what we're looking at? We're looking at 460 points plus 140 plus 140 plus 220. Plus 280 plus 330 plus 210 plus 180 plus 170 plus 150 and the Spawn of Chotek is 170 plus 170. Okay, so we're at currently 2,450 points. That's amusing. So, I don't need to buy anything here. But to probably make this work better, some rather expensive heroes, yes. So the easiest fix here is to take away Lord Croak and put all of his stuff into the rest of the list. Or it's to take away... yeah, exactly, DL. Yeah. It would be to just remove Lord Croak and put the Hunters, the Chargers, and the Croxagore redistributed throughout the rest of it. But we wouldn't have to buy anything to do a 2,000 point list. What I do need to do is I need to paint these. And I need to paint these. And I need to paint these as well. So it's 5, 8, and I think that's a unit of 5, isn't it? So 13 models, and we're good to go. This is fun. I have an enormous collection of Age Sigmar. You wrote a Seraphon list the other night. 1 Slan, 1 Carnosaur, 30 Saurus, 6 Croxagore, and 6 Agrodons. I like it. It's nice and simple. It's very, very nice. Yeah, I mean, look, to make it better, you'd probably take the Raptidons out. Or maybe keep the Raptidons in and take the Spawn of Chotek and the Skink Starseer out. Put in some more Saurus Warriors. Take out Lord Croak. You want it to be a bit more balanced. And it's quite a martial version as well. It's not very wizardy. Do the Seraphon have priests? I don't think they do. What do we got? Spell Law. We've got 1 and we've got 2 Spell Laws. We don't have priests, but we do have 2 Spell Laws. And you would pick one or either of these. This one, probably, because I just see the word Saurus. But you're going to move Saurus. And this one, probably for Skinks. So Celestial Manipulation, probably for Skinks. And Primal Jungles for Saurus. Lord of, yeah. That would probably be how I would do it. When do we get to see you go fight Liam again? Whenever Liam is ready for me. It's Liam's choice. Oh. Itchy eye. Yeah. Seraphon's interesting. Okay. So what else do I have in... I mean, Sylvaneth is going to be really tricky because it'll take ages. Because for Sylvaneth, I own pretty much all of it. The only thing I don't own from the Sylvaneth is the Warsong Revenant in terms of characters. Belthanos is fun. I mean, we can do a quick one. No, we've just done that. Warhipster, Sylvaneth. Belthanos in there first and foremost. Sylvaneth. That's Stormcast. There we are. Belthanos is 330 points. I like with this one, Drytra's pretty fun, but so for Belthanos, we take where is it? It's not this one. It's not Lacerating Strike either. This one's quite fun in the Belthanos thing. Free spirits, because you use the cavalry. Terror in the Eaves is probably the one I would use. And you'll see why in a minute. So Lady of Vines, Drycher, Belthanos. There you are. So Belthanos, pick up to 3 friendly Sylvaneth units to be the charge. Each target can use charge abilities even if they use the run ability in the same turn, which is gross, especially if you're going to use the cavalry. So what he can take, Belthanos can take any Sylvaneth at all that he wants. Now, because he's the first Fawn of Kurnoth, you'd think, let's put Kurnoth Hunters in there. Nope, that's not what we're doing. What we're doing is we're putting in Spite Rider Lancers. And we're going to put in as well a unit of Revenant Seekers. So Spite Rider Lancers, they're 210, and the Revenant Seekers are 200. The reason we're doing that is because, let's just go and look it up. There we go, Spite Rider Lancers. They can get Strike First on a 3+, which is cool. They have a coherency range of 2, and they heal 3 at the end of any turn. They have a health of 5. They're anti-cavalry +1 rend. They're charge +1 damage. They are also charge +1 damage on the sharp mandibles. These are the companion weapons that you can't otherwise fiddle with. But 3+4+ rend 1, damage 1, but damage 2 because you're going to be on the charge. And if you're charging other cavalry, you're +1 rend, so -2, damage 2 on the Spite Rider Lancers. The Revenant Seekers, we have Crypt Mortals here, which isn't the best, but it's fine. They also heal 3 at the end of any turn with a health characteristic of 5. Each time a friendly unit wholly within 12 inches of any friendly Revenant Seekers uses the rally command, you can make 3 additional rally rolls of d6. So their healing thing has gotten worse, because at the moment it's busted as hell, but they're still pretty strong. You want to run them together like this. Now what you could do is you could do like this, and then like this. To have an all cavalry, all speed all the time. 12-inch move, 12-inch move, and then Belthanos himself. Where is he? Belthanos. Belthanos is not a War Master, so it doesn't have to be your general. But look, Kurnoth Glaive, 5 attacks, 3+3+, rend 2, damage 2, charge +1 damage. So damage 3 on the charge. Also 12-inch move, 14 health, 3+ save, control of 5. Pick a terrain feature within 6 inches of this unit to be the target. For the rest of the battle, the target gains the Places of Power terrain ability and counts as a friendly awakened wildwood for the purposes of the Endless Growth, Walk the Hidden Paths, and Strike and Fade abilities, which is quite nice. We also have the any combat phase once per turn. Pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit to be the target. Roll a d3. On a 2+, inflict an amount of mortal damage on the target equal to the roll. Then you can remove this unit from the battlefield and set up again on the battlefield within 1 inch of the target. So it's just you can move around the combat, which is very fun. So we can do something like that. But what we do definitely want is we want Archie. So you want Arch Revenant in there. Because add 1 to wound rolls for combat attacks made by friendly Kurnothi units while they are wholly within 12 inches of this unit. That's a bit good. He's also Kanothi. So, +1 to wound on Belthanos means he's wounding on 2s. That's nice. But we then throw in... Where are they? Kurnoth Hunters. Whilst this unit is contesting an objective, friendly Sylvaneth units contesting that objective have a ward of 6+, including themselves. If this unit charged this turn, pick an enemy that is in combat with this unit to be the target. Roll a dice for each model in this unit. For each 3+, inflict 1 mortal damage on the target. So it's possible to do mortal wounds on 3s. They have some really nice attacks. 4 attacks, 3+, 3+, rend 1 damage 2, crit mortal, which is just nice. And they are Kanothi, so you can get them to wounding on 2s. You can do the same thing with the Scythes, wounding on 2s. And the Hunters, they've actually got better at hitting with the Great Bows. Is it just combat attacks for the Revenant Seeker? The Arch Revenant? Combat attacks, yeah. So, the best you get out of the Arch Revenant is by taking him with Scythes and Greatswords. So these are anti-charge +1 rend. They're more of your defensive strategy. They're really good when they sit on an objective by 1, giving themselves a ward and other friendly Sylvaneth a ward, but also they're anti-charge +1 rend when you're charging in. And then, if you combine it with this, you're then taking away people's control score as they're charging in as well. So they're really good at holding your objectives. So what we want to do here is we want to put Kurnoth Hunters with great swords. With great swords. And we're going to take another one of these. And then we're going to put in Kurnoth Hunters, Scythes, and Kurnoth Hunters with Scythes. Now you're thinking, hang on a minute, he's the Warlord. Yep. So we're going to take this out. And we're going to take this one out. And we're actually, in here, going to put Gossamer Archers. So we're going to make this one is going to be the General. Like that. So the Arch Revenant, let's look at the points cost. The Arch Revenant is 170 points. The Kurnoth Hunters with great swords are 220. You are also 220. The Scythes, they are 200. There we go. So, in total, Gossamer Archers, you are 120. So, what we have here is we have an army that is 330 points plus 210 plus 200 plus 120. So this one up here is 860 points. And this one down here is 170 plus 220 plus 220 plus 200 plus 200. This is 1010. Like that. So that gives us 1870. So it means we have 130 points left over for something else to put in. Now we could take out a unit of Kurnoth Hunters and put in a Wizard. Or we can just put in a Branch Witch. And the Branch Witch would basically be our magic battery. There they are. So Wizard 1. If this unit is wholly within 6 inches of any friendly awakened wildwoods, pick a friendly Sylvaneth unit wholly within 12 inches of this unit to be the target. Roll a dice on a 3+. The target has strike first for the rest of the turn. Which is quite handy. It's only a 1-cast wizard, which is, not ideal. We could look at putting in a Tree Lord Ancient. We could look at putting in Spirit of Durthu for more combat effectiveness. We could look at putting in the Warsong Revenant, which is a 2-cast wizard, which is why this one's actually a really good shout. So 210 points for a Warsong Revenant. And that's 210 points. Obviously, your best wizard option is going to be Alariel, who is a 3-cast wizard. But Alariel is 680 points. So she's significantly cheaper than she was, but she's still a huge point sink. The Lady of Vines is another really good option as a 2-cast wizard. But again, the Lady of Vines is 280 points. So you can look at dropping like one of these Kurnoth Hunters to put in a Warsong Revenant, and then throw in some, you know, Dryads or whatever, 110, to accompany the Warsong Revenant. But that army right there will hit like an absolute brick. Is that how you have to take a particular hero to use certain units? Haven't had a proper look at the rules yet. Right, so the way you build your lists now, for those of you who haven't been here from the start, the way you build your lists now in Age of Sigmar is you build them in regiments. You can take a maximum of 5 heroes or 5 regiments. Now, some heroes can join other regiments, but it's very specific as to which ones can. So in the example that we're currently looking at in Sylvaneth, the Tree Lord can join an eligible regiment as a Forest Sentinel. Forest Sentinels can be in Spirit of Durthu, Tree Lord Ancient, or Alariel the Everqueen's regiments. Now, each regiment consists of a hero and 3 units. If it's your general's unit, they can take 4 units, right, with them. And then you've got a bit of keyword locking going on here, right? So the Warsong Revenant can take any Sylvaneth, so that's literally anything here. The Arch Revenant can take any Gossamer Archers and any Kanothi. And that's it in the Arch Revenant. Belthanos can take any Sylvaneth. Branchwitch can take any infantry. The Drycha can take any Sylvaneth, right? So this one's probably the easiest one to actually build your armies with. When you come to something like Stormcast Eternals, you have things like Lord Exorcist can take any Sacrosanct Chamber infantry. That's a really poor example. The Lord Imperator can take any Warrior Chamber. And then you have to look in here at what's Warrior Chamber. So Annihilators, Decimators, they're going. What is not going? Warrior Chamber, Quest of Soulsworn, Vanquishers, Vigilors, Vindictors, Stormstrike Chariot, and so on and so forth. So it's a really neat system. I like it a lot because it means that like the requirements for battle line and artillery and all that are gone. It's just certain heroes can take war machines. If it says they can take any, then they can take as many war machines as you like. Some things say that they can only take 1 war machine. So a really good example of this is if we go and find the Caradron Overlords. Caradron Overlords, there we go. So the Ether Chemist can take 1 Sky Vessel and any infantry in its regiment of 3. So you could have the Ether Chemist be accompanied by a frigate and 2 units of Arcanaut Company, for example. Whereas the Arcanaut Admiral can take any Caradron Overlords. So the Arcanaut Admiral could lead 4 Arcanaut frigates if it was your general. As an example. The Code Right can take 0 to 1 Sky Vessel, any infantry. Drekkie Flint can take 1 Arcanaut frigate, any infantry, and 0 to 1 Guild Officers. The 0 to 1 Guild Officer options that you have here are the Code Right, the Endrin Masters, both of them, the Ether Chemist, and the Etheric Navigator. And the Arcanaut Admiral and Brock Grungson and Drekkie Flint can all have one of them join their regiment. Does that make sense? Edward, thank you very much for being a member for 11 months. 1 more member and it's our year anniversary. That's incredible. Guys, we're also 2 likes away from the magical number. We're on 67 currently and we need to get to 69. Nice. Flexible, but not a total free-for-all. Exactly. Alfredo Phillips, how should I build a Skaven list that will be fun and uses all the minis from my Skaven Tide box? Well, we can quickly look at it if you like. So, if we come over here and we go in here and we go and look for the Skaven points, we can go. Oops, Slaves to Darkness, so close. Slaves to Darkness, Skaven. There we are. Right. So, the way it works in the Skaven stuff is you've only got one page here. So, Clawlord on Norbeast, that's one of the ones that you've got in here. So we'll just do a quick, like this. We'll do Skaven. Skaven, hooray. So we've got the Clawlord on Norbeast. He is 170 points. Now, he can lead any Verminous, right? Which is not any Skaven. Any Skaven belongs to Greyseer, Greyseer on Screaming Bell, or Lord Screech Vermin King. The Vermin Lords can't do it either. So, any Verminous for the Clawlord on Norbeast. Now, the things you get in the box, we're just going to list them out here, is you get, let's look, just quickly find Clan Rats. Yep, they come in units of 20. So, you've got 20 Clan Rats. You've got 20 Clan Rats. You've got 3 Warplock Jezzails. There they are. 3 Warplock Jezzails. 3 Warplock Jezzails. And you've got a Rattling Warp Blaster. Warp Blaster. And we've got 3 Rat Ogres. That's it for the units that you have. But you do then also have the Greyseer. And you have the Warlock Engineer. I think that's everything, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 43, 46, 49, 50. Is that correct? Have I got that right? Just make sure. That's everything that's in there, right? I'm pretty certain that's everything that's in there. Anyway, so the Warlock Engineer can take any Scryer. Okay, so the Warlock Engineer can take the Warplock Jezzails, so we can put them in here. And they can also take the Rattling Warp Blaster because it's a Scryer. You cannot include more than 1 Scryer War Machine in a regiment led by a non-Scryer hero. But that's fine. So we're going to put in the Rattling Warp Blaster here. Like that. The Clawlord on Norbeast, he can take any Verminous. So the Verminous ones are the Clan Rats. They're Verminous in the box. The Rat Ogres are Moulder infantry, so they are not Verminous, so they can't go in the Clawlord's regiment. So what we'll do in the Clawlord is we'll put the 20 Clan Rats and we'll put the 20 Clan Rats like this. Now you could reinforce the 20 Clan Rats to be a unit of 40 Clan Rats if you want to. You don't have to do that, of course. So if we just remove these as we've done them. So the 20 Clan Rats and the 20 Clan Rats, they're done. The Warplock Jezzails and the Rattling Warp Blaster are done. So now you have the Greyseer. The Greyseer can take 0 to 1 Skaven Overclaw. So you can either put the... you know, you can't put the Deathmaster in and you can't put the Clawlord in. Oh no, they can. So you could put the Deathmaster or the Clawlord, but they're not in this box. It doesn't really matter. So the Greyseer can take any Skaven. So because it can take any Skaven, that is where we can put our Rat Ogres because they are Skaven miniatures. So we can put in our 3 Rat Ogres there, like that. So we're well on the way here. At the moment, that leaves us, and we'll do it very quickly, the Clan Rats. 20 Clan Rats costs 160 points. As does another 20 Clan Rats. That's 160 points. The Rat Ogres cost 170 points. The Greyseer itself, that that costs 120. No, that's 130. 120. The Warlock Engineer is 150. The Giselles are 150. And the Rattling Warp Blaster is 190 points. So we are sitting on 170 plus 160 plus 160. Oh god, 160 plus 120 plus 170 plus 150 plus 150 plus 190. So this is all 1,270 points if my calculations are correct. What you then have space for in here currently is 1 and possibly 2 in the Claw Lord, 3 and that. So if you don't want to wait, what you could do, for example, is you could grab some Storm Fiends and you could put them in here because it's Scryer. Put some Storm Fiends there, like that, if you wanted to. The Greyseer can take anything, so you could put another Rat Ogres in. And you could put in, let's say, a Hell Pit Abomination. Why not? Like that. You could put a Warp Fire Thrower into the Greyseer. But here in the Verminous area, you could add some Storm Vermin. You could add... where are we, Verminous? You could add more Clan Rats. That's Clan Rats and Storm Vermin are your only choice at the moment for the Claw Lord to lead. But we don't know what's coming. Okay. Hit and run before the footy, but here to say hi. Hello, Peter Collins. I hope you're well. I was thinking about you this morning. Nagash, perchance. I mean, you could put Nagash in, but he's death. Does that start to make sense? But the thing is I wouldn't start... Look, I mean, far be it from me to stop you from doing what you want to do. However, we are awaiting the Skaven multi-part release. They've already previewed... Let me see if we can find him. Let's go in here and let's look up Abhorrent. This guy, the Abhorrent Brood Terror. So they've previewed this, but that's not in the current document. So we don't know whether that's a character. We don't know if it's just a monster. We don't know where it's going to go. But this is just going to be one of the things that's coming for Skaven. So we just need to know what this is, how it works. It's Molder, which means it could fit into our Greyseer's detachment. So like I said, you could go and buy things like a Doom Wheel and a Warp Lightning Cannon. You could go and buy those things. However, I would just caution not to do that just yet, because if you do that now, then the new stuff comes out, you'll be annoyed. And I don't want you guys to be annoyed. So... Isn't there an event next weekend where we'll probably get a second wave reveal? Yeah, there's something going on. Depends on the thing, but it's this Slaughter at Hellcrown. So this is all going to be going on over the next week or two. Begins 15th of July, so this begins on 5 days' time. And then whoever wins this, they'll show off everything that's coming for that faction. So if it's the Skaven win it or the Stormcast win it, you'll be able to then see what's coming next for either the Skaven or the Stormcast. So that's why it's like, just hold fire. Like, by all means, enjoy it. I would recommend enjoy your Skaven Tide box whilst you've got it. Get it. Get it all built, get it all painted, get ready. You've got 1,270 points. You've only got 730 points left to play with, but who knows what they're going to release. I mean, this guy alone might be 200-300 points, so we don't know. But I would just recommend, like, get one done, be happy with it. You could get two done, but then you'll be on 2,540 points or something like that, which is more than you'll ever need to play your games of Age of Sigmar. But yeah, I think. Did you manage to do FEC? No, we haven't got to FEC yet. We might do that next week. That Brood Terror looked like a lot of blending. No. Nah, it's not that much blending. He's all right. It's the bruising around here that gives it that option, but just a bit of shading on that will be fine. Look, I mean, I wouldn't change my Rat Ogre's recipe too much to paint this guy. Just there's a lot more going on in it. But that gives you an idea of how I would do something like this one. And then, of course, the same thing goes for the Stormcast. If you're new to Stormcast Eternals, they've already previewed the Night Azeroth. This is but one of a few things that is on the way. So, again, just get your Skaven Tide boxes done, and then you'll have... there will be a prettier way to make your lists next week. I 100% agree, Adam. I can't wait for it. I'm looking forward to the app. Is Maggotkin a good beginner army? I think Maggotkin can be great. They're a lot more simple now than they were. They didn't have the Wheel of Pestilence or whatever it was called before. Their rules have gotten simpler, which is good. They're also low model count. They generally tend to be. So, for example... But then, again, if you're starting out painting, for example, if we just jump in here and we go and find Maggotkin... No. The other way. Maggotkin of Nurgle, there you go. So there's not a huge amount in the range. You've got a load of characters, but there's not a huge amount in the range. Pusgoyle Blight Lords, 250 points. That's your cavalry. Those are your Blight Kings on flies. They're very good. They come in units of 2 and they're 250 points. Nurgle is always quite forgiving from a painting perspective because you can just throw a bunch of greens and yellows on there and it looks great. Also, I have tons of videos for Maggotkin of Nurgle, so yeah, no. Putrid Blight Kings, again, your elite infantry, units of 5, 200 points. The Spearhead gets you quite a considerable size of force. So you get in the Spearhead, you get a, what's it called? You get a Spoilpox Scrivener, which is 100 points. You get 10 Plague Bearers, which is 140, that's 240. You get 2 Pusgoyle Blight Lords. That'll be 490 points, and then you get a unit of Putrid Blight Kings as well, so that's 690 points. So you're well on the way there. If you then throw in a Great Unclean one, you're over 1,000 points. Also, do you guys have AOS Black Library book recommendations? Yeah, on the Maggotkin of Nurgle train, I would recommend, and I always do. I think one of the best books that's ever been written by Games Workshop Black Library is Plague Garden. It's Hallowed Knights versus Maggotkin of Nurgle. It's very, very good. I'd recommend reading that one 100%. It's a great book. Oh, the audiobook's pretty good as well. But there we go. Guys, it is now 20 to 8, which means it is time to prepare for the football. We are going to run off now, which is why we've done this earlier stream. Thank you so much to Lugubrious Crumhorn for 35 gifted members, all in one big splash. It's incredibly generous of you. Thank you so much. You put us over our goal, which is incredible. So just thank you so much for that. Really, really appreciate it. I hope you've enjoyed this type of stream. We will do more we can do more rules content. Do you like rules content? Is this the type of thing you like to see on stream? Because if it is, we just keep doing it. If not, I'll stop doing it. It's your choice. This is just scratching the surface, by the way, of my Age of Sigmar collection. We didn't get to do Flesh Eater Courts. We didn't get to do Slaves to Darkness, or the Maggotkin, or Blades of Corn, or you love a list. I do love a list too. I love making lists. Lists are my favourite. That's why I can't wait for the app. I just want to make lists. Making lists is fun. Let's go, England. Exactly. Come on, England. Let's do it. Let's do it for Chewie and the Ewoks. And all the other puppets. Cool. I'm going to raise the hand of farewell. I'm going to wave at you until I hit the end button. Thank you so much for hanging out with me tonight, guys. We will be back tomorrow with a painting video. Hopefully the clan rats. I need to finish them tonight. And that is quite a big job. So I'm going to be doing that after the football. So we'll see you all very soon in the next one. Have a great evening and good luck to England. And, of course, good luck to the Netherlands if you're supporting them as well. May the best team win. Come on, England.